Imagine, segredo, não um segredo de Estado, mas segredo da existência. Algo tão fundamental, tão perturbador, que a mera sugestão dele é recebida com escárnio, com risadas de descrença. Pergunte a qualquer pessoa: você acredita em gigantes? E a resposta será rápida, categórica: mito, lendas infantis, histórias para amedrontar crianças. Mas e se essas histórias fossem a sombra de uma verdade brutal? E se por trás das fábulas existisse mistério que a humanidade coletivamente decidiu enterrar? Hoje, vamos desvendar. The Lost Giants. What really happened to the Nephilim? Por milênios, a história tem sido reescrita, reinterpretada. Impérios caem, novas eras nascem, mas certas perguntas persistem, sussurrando nas margens da nossa consciência. Elas vêm de textos antigos, de mitologias que se espalham por continentes, de estruturas colossais que desafiam a lógica e a capacidade humana. Perguntas sobre seres que andaram pela Terra, colossais em estatura, perturbadores em sua origem. Seres que a Bíblia, dos livros mais lidos e estudados da história, menciona com uma frase que gela a espinha. Os Nephilim estavam na Terra naqueles dias. O que eles eram? Seres de proporções colossais, feitos de carne e osso, vagando por uma terra ancestral, ou algo muito mais sinistro. Uma abominação nascida de segredo guardado nas sombras do tempo. E o que, exatamente, a humanidade fez com essa verdade inconveniente? Essa é a questão que nos assombra. Por que a história oficial silencia sobre essas criaturas que desafiam a nossa compreensão? Se você ousar permanecer até o final, vai descobrir que às vezes, as lendas mais selvagens não são meras fantasias, são ecos distorcidos de uma história que fomos proibidos de questionar, uma verdade que foi enterrada, apagada, para que nunca soubéssemos o que realmente andou entre nós. Você está pronto para desenterrar o que foi escondido? Before chaos, there was nothing, an unimaginable void, darkness absolute. Then a voice, a command echoing through the boundless expanse, and suddenly, light, not the gentle glow of dawn, but an explosion of pure energy, tearing through the endless night. This was the genesis, the first brushstroke on the canvas of existence. Imagine, if you can, the sheer power of that moment, a cosmic symphony of creation, stars ignited, galaxies spun into being, each a perfect, intricate dance of matter and force, the very fabric of reality woven with divine precision, 6 days, 6 declarations, each word shaping the universe, pulling order from the abyss. The waters separated, the firmament stretched, dry land emerged, covered not by barren rock, but by a vibrant tapestry of flora, trees reaching for the sky, grasses carpeting the plains, then the celestial lights, sun, moon, and countless stars, set like jewels to govern day and night, marking seasons, days and years, every detail meticulously crafted, a universe humming with purpose. The oceans teemed with life, the skies filled with winged creatures, and the land awaited its crown jewel. This was not a haphazard accident. This was design, perfection. A world so pristine, so utterly breathtaking, it defied corruption. A stage set for life, for wonder, for a narrative far grander than we often dare to conceive. But even in this flawless beginning, the unseen threads of choice were already being spun, leading to a deviation that would forever alter the course of creation. And then, the pinnacle, from the dust of this perfect earth, a new creation, not with a command from afar, but with hands-on intimacy, the Creator himself, leaning into the clay, breathing life into a form, Adam, the first man, a being made in God's own image, imbued with intellect, emotion, and an echoing spirit. He walked the Garden of Eden, a realm of unparalleled beauty, where every need was met, every desire anticipated. Imagine the serenity. No pain, no sorrow, only discovery, the gentle rustle of leaves, the sweet scent of blossoms, the chorus of bird song. Adam, alone amidst such splendor, yet not complete, a profound truth. Even in perfection, connection is paramount. So from Adam's own side, a helper, Eve, bone of his bone, flesh of his flesh, a union forged in the heart of paradise. Together, they were given dominion, not domination, but stewardship, to tend, to nurture, to be co-creators in the unfolding story of earth. Their purpose, to cultivate this sacred space, to expand its beauty. They lived in unblemished innocence, their minds clear, their hearts pure, naked, unashamed, no hidden corners, no whispered doubts, just pure, unadulterated communion. They communed directly with the divine, walking with God in the cool of the day. Two trees stood at the heart of Eden, the tree of life, offering eternal vitality, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, a single solitary boundary, in a world of infinite freedom, a test, a choice, a whisper of agency, in an otherwise predetermined Eden, and within that whisper, a seed of curiosity, waiting to bloom into something far more complicated. But paradise, even perfect paradise, is vulnerable to a single insidious question, a shadow, not yet cast, but waiting, asterisk. Did God really say? The question slithered, a venomous thought, not from outside the garden, but from within its very fabric. The serpent, described as more crafty than any beast of the field, approached Eve, not with brute force, but with a seductive logic, twisting truth into a plausible lie. "You will not surely die," it hissed, its voice a dry rustle of leaves, "for God knows that when you eat from it your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." The fruit. Suddenly, it was no longer just a fruit. It became knowledge, power, an ascent to divinity. Eve saw that the tree was good for food, pleasing to the eye, and most powerfully desirable for gaining wisdom. The perfect balance of Eden fractured in that single moment of contemplation. The hand, once reaching for atoms, now reached for the forbidden, a silent, seismic shift, the rip of obedience, torn from the fabric of innocence, the first bite, the taste of what was asterisk, not asterisk given. Then Adam, standing beside her, chose, not out of deception, but out of a deeper, more profound betrayal. A choice of loyalty to Eve, over loyalty to the divine command. He ate, and in that instant, the world changed. The immediate consequence wasn't a bolt of lightning, but a chilling realization. They were naked. Shame, a foreign concept, now flooded their perfect minds. The serene light of Eden dimmed. A cold dread seeped into the very air. They heard the sound of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day, and for the first time, they hid. The communion was broken, the perfect story, now stained. The next chapter would be written in the dust of a banished paradise. Their hiding was futile. The voice of God, once comfort, now a thunderous inquiry. Where are you? Not a question of location, but of asterisk relationship. Asterisk. The blame game began. Adam blamed Eve. Eve blamed the serpent. A cascading denial, each shifting responsibility, each refusing ownership. But justice, even divine justice, demands accountability. The serpent, the insidious architect of this cosmic unraveling, faced its judgment first. Cursed above all livestock, it would crawl on its belly, eating dust, an eternal symbol of its degradation and enmity between its seed and humanity's, a relentless war, a head crushed, a heel bruised, a prophecy of ongoing conflict. Then Eve, the pain of childbirth, multiplied, her desire for her husband, yet his rule over her, a complex, heart-wrenching consequence, binding love with suffering, and Adam, the ground itself would fight him, thorns and thistles, sweat and toil, by the sweat of his brow he would eat bread, dust he was, and to dust he would return. Mortality, a stark, brutal sentence. Eden, once a sanctuary, now a memory, no more effortless sustenance, no more perfect peace. The expulsion, a cherubim, with a flaming, ever-turning sword, guarded the way back to the tree of life, not for punishment but protection, to prevent eternal suffering in a fallen state. The gates of paradise slammed shut, not with a sound, but with the cold, unyielding finality of a world forever altered. They stepped into a harsh, unforgiving wilderness, the perfect home, lost, not because of a natural disaster, but a choice, their choice, and with it, humanity inherited the dust, the pain, the fight for survival. The innocent dream was over. The price of disobedience was paid, not just by them, but by every generation to come. What kind of world would they build now, outside the light? The raw earth outside Eden offered no solace. Hardship was their new normal. Adam and Eve, now parents, saw their legacy unfold in their sons. Cain, a tiller of the ground. Abel, a keeper of sheep. Different paths, different offerings. Cain brought fruit of the soil, honest labor. Abel, the firstborn of his flock, fat portions, the best, the purest. God looked with favor on Abel's offering, a quiet acceptance, but for Cain's, no such favor. A seed of resentment took root. Cain's face fell. His anger simmered. A dangerous brew. God's voice. A warning. Why are you angry? If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it. A direct challenge. A choice. Cain chose darkness. He spoke to Abel, coaxing him into the field. The vast empty field. There, under an indifferent sky, the first true horror unfolded. Brother against brother. Not an accident, not a misunderstanding, a deliberate act. The earth drank Abel's blood, a silent witness. The cry rose, not from the earth, but to the heavens. God's voice, inescapable. Where is your brother Abel? Cain's answer, defiant, chilling. Am I my brother's keeper? The first murder, the first lie, the first denial of responsibility. The ground, now cursed because of him, would yield no more. A restless wanderer he would be, a mark, visible to all, placed upon him, not for shame, but for protection, so no one would strike him down in revenge. The human heart, capable of such profound connection, now revealed its capacity for unspeakable malice. The descent into violence was swift, brutal, and irreversible. This was the world outside Eden. The ripples of that first murder spread, echoing through generations. Cain, exiled, a mark upon his brow, journeyed eastward, to the land of Nod. There he built a city, think about that. The first human settlement, born from a murderer's fear and ingenuity. His lineage, driven by an insatiable need to control, to build, to master the earth that had rejected them. They forged iron, crafted instruments, built walls, progress, innovation, but etched into their very DNA was the restless spirit of their progenitor, ambition, violence, and a profound alienation from the divine. They chased power, material gain, earthly dominion. Meanwhile, Adam and Eve, heartbroken yet resilient, found solace in a new son, Seth. God has granted me another child in place of Abel, since Cain killed him.